I'm in Salad and I saw San Andreas. It's directed by Brad Payton and spoiler, The Rock's in it. So if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. And this review is sponsored by Linktree. You should go check it out after this review. The movie starts, we are following a earthquake scientist, a seismologist, if you will. He's looking at these earthquakes. He detects the entire tectonic plate shift of the San Andreas fault line, and he's like, oh, there's gonna be an earthquake. No one believes him at first, which seems typical until the Hoover Dam gets hit with a 7.1 earthquake, a 7.1 magnitude earthquake, and collapses. All right, first of all, I have contention with this number. First of all, you could change the number to like anything you want. This is just like an asset, okay? These are numbers. They changed pretty easily if you want to like fact check. And I fact checked because I have a nice little friend called Google, and Google tells me that the Hoover Dam can withstand at least an 8 magnitude. And so the fact that the entire Hoover Dam collapsed with a 7.1 magnitude, I don't even know if the earthquake was directly on the Hoover Dam. It was like near it. So it's collapse. Oh no, collateral damage. Oh wow, there's a lot of water falling, more like running. Water doesn't have legs, so the water is going down this big old hill because the Hoover Dam has collapsed. Man, I kept the 7.1 magnitude thing in my head during the rest of the movie when I was watching it. I was like, wait, a 7.1? I feel ridiculous here. But anyway, I do like the part where we see an LA fire and rescue guy. He's the Rock. This is the Rock's character. He's also got a wife that wants to divorce him, and a child, an adult, more like teenage child. Really sad to see him leave the house where his lovely, lovely wife is, I guess. She wants to be ex-wives. Man, divorce is like the most expensive thing you can do. One of the most expensive things you can do. You could ask Jeff Bezos. You know, that woman got half of his money. That's so much money. Like, for what? Being the woman? Hey, I'm not gonna talk trash on either of them, okay? I don't know the situation fully, but that's just a proof why you should never get married unless you're for sure. Of course, within this San Andreas, there's San Francisco. And San Francisco gets hit with a bunch of cluster earthquakes. I'm not a seismologist. I don't know if they exist, if cluster earthquakes exist. If you do know, let me know in the comments. But I heard cluster, and I was like, oh man, that's really funny. It's really funny. Just the terminology used is really funny. Also, finally, we have the scientist dude warning everyone, okay, the Hoover Dam just got hit. And when I saw it fall, I was like, damn. Y'all need to leave. Alright, and so a bunch of people evacuate. Of course, there are another earthquakes. There's so many more earthquakes. And it's really interesting to see how many earthquakes and the collateral damage. So they ramp up, the magnitude of the earthquakes ramp up from like 7.1 in the Hoover Dam to like 9.6, I believe, the highest. It's really interesting because it's like a 9.6. You know, I've never really experienced an earthquake as big as a 9.6. Probably the biggest is probably a 4 or 3. But of course, these big old explosions causes skyscrapers with concrete foundation, or I guess not actually, because they just collapse. Man, I don't know anything about construction or what is it called? Foundation. But I'm pretty sure you gotta have a lot of foundation for a skyscraper, because you don't want to have it topple and pushed by the wind or earthquake. Things are engineered specifically for that, I hear. Earthquakes and such. Especially the Hoover Dam, I'm still mad about it. 7.1's gonna take out the Hoover Dam and drown everyone. No, it's not. Change the numbers, please. It could be like a 10. It could be like a 12. I honestly would have preferred if the numbers started at like 9 and like went up to like 12 or 13, something off the scale. So like I'm more immersed in this reality, which buildings start to skyscrapers start to collapse. And I'm really intrigued by this possibility of a world that exists where all these earthquakes occur, and even if they had normal earthquakes before this point, the fact that it's like off the charts would make this even more disastrous, in my opinion, and I'll feel more of the stakes. I felt for the family reunition story. That's what it's called. Family reuniting. We have The Rock's character trying to get with the wife again, trying to figure things out. They have a dead daughter that unfortunately he was not able to save, and so he feels bad about it. He didn't open up to her, and now she's divorcing him. How long ago is that? How long ago is it when the child died? Now we have one less child. Very tragic. And so the big brain response, definitely emotional. So I'm not gonna give any like harp on this decision. But we have the woman is like, oh, my husband's not talking to me. He's shut out. Oh, he's shutting me out. He's not liking me no more. I'm gonna divorce him. My life isn't good, actually. She's also dating a guy who abandons the daughter. The daughter's name is Blake. Who abandons the daughter in the parking garage in a car where we have a pillar that is stuck on her leg, so she's not able to escape, and he just leaves her there. I'm gonna get help. No, dude. You're bad. Also, pushing a guy out of the way of a big ol' earthquake rumble just so he can get swept up in the tsunami of it all. Dude, not a good guy. The mom's current boyfriend is. There is a lot of tsunamis. They gotta go to higher up ground. I understand the advice, given that this dude's a helicopter dude. He's a helicopter. He's like, oh, I'm gonna helicopter around and I'm gonna save people. And I like how he saves people. I also like his motivation for saving people. And I like his character a lot. And I'm really happy that he's just trying to reunite his family because he's already lost somebody. Why lose more people, I guess? I like that, honestly. It's very human. The very human element in this very insane disaster that I wish they just changed the numbers for. Okay, numbers. I don't know what you use to write the script. Pencil? Ink? 7.1. 7.1! The Hoover Dam can withstand a 7.1 earthquake. I would be more concerned about the wet concrete and the massive piles of corpses within the concrete of the Hoover Dam exploding. Yeah, that's what it's called. Man, now we have a bunch of corpses washing away. Like old corpses from when the Hoover Dam was first built. Now we have new corpses. Man, I feel like the body count is going to be exaggerated because of this. Yeah. But anyway, I really like the ending, how they're back together, and I hope they stay together. Of course, The Rock's character, he opened up to the wife finally. He's gotta have some time to process the grief, okay? Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it. He maybe wants to distract himself from the fact that he's lost a loved one. And he almost loses a loved one. We have Blake drowning. Also, Blake gets saved by, from the parking garage. He gets saved by two dudes that she met earlier. And it's really cute. They're two English dudes. First, we have older English dude. He's an adult. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna talk to this girl. And we have younger English dude. He's a teenage boy. And he's like, I'm gonna get your phone number, and I'm gonna hang out with y'all. I'm gonna help y'all get out of this crumbling parking garage. We gotta go up. We gotta go up, 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 up. We gotta go up to the sky. We gotta get this guy to helicopter us. It's not the helicopter that saves them, though. It's the boat. It's crashing through a boat. I mean, the boat crashing through a window. I found that to be cool. Good teamwork. Now the family's together again. And San Andreas, look at this disaster, dude. It's such a big disaster. That's the end of the movie. Oh man, my first impression of this movie. I was like, man, I feel like this idea had to come from somebody living in the Los Angeles area. Reading about the San Andreas fault and how it's like overdue. Cause I've heard the same thing about the faults up in Washington State. On Seattle. Oh, that's also gonna go. That's supposed to move. There's supposed to be a big old earthquake. Also, Mount Rainier is supposed to explode and cause the entire world to evaporate. Okay, so I've heard this. There's protocols to earthquakes, and so a lot of the pedestrians don't follow that, which I find to be hilarious. Even when comical amounts of corpses. A comical amount. There's so many dead people. And also, these dead people, they die in really brutal ways. Wow. It's the most brutal thing not the most brutal thing I've seen, actually. That was gonna be an incorrect statement. This is one of the funniest brutal things I've seen. I wish I could have been immersed, have immersion. That would have been fun. I'm more of a big fan of having numbers be accurate. I can't get over that, dude. That's the inaccuracy of the number is why I'm gonna give it a lower score than what I was gonna give if the numbers were correct. The emotionality is nice between the family. Yeah, they're united, hooray. One more family reunited, yeah. I'm just curious about everyone else. I wonder what the casualties are. What are the casualties? I know they've been reporting it, but what's the actual casualties? Wow, there's so many. But anyway, helicoptering, it's fun. The CGI, also fun. Like, it's just definitely, because of how insane the destruction is, the fact that there's like the CGI is just honestly pretty great. I enjoyed it. Of course, it definitely feels like a timepiece movie. Like today is the timepiece. Today when the movie was released, I remember when this movie first released, and I heard people were like, yeah, it's crazy, it's bad. And I never watched it until this review. So I'm going to give the final verdict on the score. It's going to be a solid 5.6 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. You can also like, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. The ultimate goal of this channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer, so if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't even seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie in the comments below, you can do that. I can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $20 a month for one movie review per 1 month, or $3 a month for how to draw Pokemon tutorials, and 250 vlogs that are up there right now. Patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. You can go there. And until next time, I'm Mint Salad Saw. I'll see you later, my sour croutons making bits.